Today is February 19th, 2020, and it's almost 4 p.m. in the afternoon, but the sun is still out, and even though it's February here, the climate's been pretty mild here in where I live in San Mateo, California. And I have a short train. It's 18 cars long. It's more modern cars, and it has a USA Trains GP38-2, and on the front it has body-mounted CamPac 3D printed coupler boxes with Kadee couplers from a 907 kit installed, and it also has a plug in the pilot because USA Trains has notoriously has big open gaps to mount their low mount hook and loops or their proprietary knuckle couplers. But this is more realistic, and the whole train has Kadee body mount couplers. They're all center sets, no offsets. And I'm going to run the train outside. And the second loco is a Aristo-Craft Burlington Northern GP40, and it has datum precision metal coupler boxes installed, and also datum precision stainless steel wheels that I retrofitted into the trucks. And both the CamPac boxes, they're 3D printed like on the front of the GP38, or front and rear, and also the datum precision CNC metal coupler boxes that accept again Kadee 907 couplers from the kit there. They can be obtained from Colin Camarillo at his website. I designed both of those myself, Ted Doskaris, and Colin has the expertise to with the software, and he has the 3D printer to print out the 3D printed coupler boxes for people that are interested. And he also carries a limited supply of CNC datum precision metal coupler boxes. So these are the more modern cars that are on this train. In the case of the USA Trains refrigerator car, I installed Kadee 70-ton Barber roller bearing trucks on it. And in the case of this LGB car, I installed Aristo-Craft roller bearing trucks on it, lowered it. That served to lower the car and also allowed for the better positioning of the center set body mount couplers. And likewise, this is a rail box car with Aristo-Craft roller bearing Barber type trucks on it. This is a 60-foot USA Trains car, and I took off the couplers that they had, which were replicating shock control in this case. And if it's SP, it would have been Hydra cushion. But I body mounted Kadee 906s on this, and I projected them out to make them more realistic, like the prototype shock control cars. And there are several Evans cars, Aristo-Craft Evans cars. Again, I used body mount Kadee 906s, and we also offer through Colin Camarillo the 3D printed direct fit coupler boxes, so you don't have to worry about spacers if you choose to do that. And this is a high cubed AML car here, and it has body mounted Kadee 906s, and again 3D direct fit 3D coupler boxes are available from Colin Camarillo. So that's a description of the train, so we'll go outside and see what happens. So I'll speed up the train here, pull the grade. We'll see how it does on my double loop helix. So I'm running about 40% power from an Aristo-Craft Revolution, which is now the supplier to Aristo-Craft. Is called, I think, Precision RC, and they sell this Revolution to this day, since Aristo-Craft is out of business. Now the two covered hopper cars on the back, right behind the engines, those are American mainline AML cars, and I had to add weight to them because they're very light, and any kind of wind they'll get blown over. So I added lead shot in like a bladder bag down low where the hoppers are. So I added about 1.5 pounds to my recollection to these cars, and these also have body mount Kadee 906s on them. And these LGB tank cars, I lowered them by using the more realistic Barber trucks on them, and put body mount 907s on those tank cars. And I added weight to them because, again, they were too light. So the train is snaking up to the upper level of my backyard now. So it's going along the back fence here. And ready to traverse the horseshoe curve and viaduct. So we'll get a view of the train as it's coming down the grade here. So notice the cars that are on this train are pretty much associated with the heirs to Burlington Northern Santa Fe, which includes TPW, Toledo, Peoria, and Western, which was an interchange between, I think it was Lenox, Illinois, to the eastern terminus, which bypassed the busy Chicago-St. Louis area. And it was originally split owned by Santa Fe and I think Pennsylvania Railroad. And then as time went on, after all the mergers, I think Santa Fe had acquired it before they merged into Burlington Northern. So I'm going to go down here and switch the track to go through the center path. And here's the horseshoe curve. And the viaduct. I have to switch this track too, coming back from the center path. So coming around this Japanese maple tree here, it's usually one of the more critical areas. Most of these track sections are 10-foot diameter track with some easement into and out of the rail bender. And there's a straight section that's Aristo-Craft Rerailer here. And in this S-band there's roughly a 2-foot section of track, which is highly advisable when you have S-bands changing directions. Now I've run the engines around to the opposite end of the train, and so the Burlington Northern loco is on the front, and it's going to pull up this grade here. So it's going in the opposite direction from what it did before. So again, I'm running track power. I have stainless steel track outdoors here. And I run many feeder jumpers that are hidden and conduit under the ground. And my Revolution receiver is 15 amp capable. This train station, or this, not trains, this particular train with this 2 engines, it's running under pulse width modulation, or pulse width control as they call it. And it's drawing about 3 amps, which isn't very much. So there's the train going in the opposite direction. I'm running 35% power now. And again, it's a revolution. I think it's Precision RC, I think, is the name of the company now that used to source it to Aristo-Craft. Now they're independent and they have a website. And again, I'm using track power base station. So it's going to come home now. So I'll reduce the power down to 30%. So the advantage of pulse width control, you'll see that the lights are on at fairly low speeds. And it gives a little bit better starting performance with the electric motors. It's kind of hard to discern, but it does help. So this BNSF engine I acquired from Greg Alnassian and did some repair work on it and restored it to operating condition. He had used it for, I think, DCC experiments. And the lead engine, which is an Aristo-Craft Burlington Northern GP40. Again, I had installed stainless steel wheels with reduced flange depths. They're about 80 thousandths, I think, flange depths. So unless you have your track work in good condition and your turnouts, they could be problematic. Since I've tweaked all my turnouts, and track work is really, I would say, probably pretty darn good compared to many people, that I don't have any problems with derailments. So these LGB tank cars, I added weight to them. They were really light, and I used well, bar stock. I think it was 1/2 inch diameter, about 4 inches long. Cut several of them, put them inside through the top opening, and then put insulation foam that I squirted into the opening hatch to retain them. So the train is now going home. And there you have it.